So, a while ago, I finished my hardcore run. Now, I'm gonna rank Hitman maps in the context of Freelancer. But first things first, I'm gonna assume you finished the story campaign. If you haven't, then I suggest you do that. Second, is that I'm gonna talk about these locations in their alerted versions, which is the master mode version of the map. Third, this is my opinion, but you can certainly use it as a guide on how to pick your syndicates. Just to be clear, this is not an in-depth guide to each location. I'm just gonna mention things that are gonna stand out. And the criteria I have for these locations is basically their good or bad spawn, their layout and size, disguises, their exits, and things that are specific to that location. So, Paris. The only spawn that you have to worry about is the barge spawn, which there's a camera there and you have to lure the guard downstairs. It's really a bad spawn. A lot of people don't like the attic, but it's actually one of the good spawns because you can easily access the bodyguard disguise. The size and layout of Paris is actually pretty good. There's a lot of vantage points and there's a lot of high ground where you can snipe people on the ground. And there's a good line of sight breakage and line of sight where you can snipe people. With the exception of the basement, but still, the basement is pretty big. You can hide around the corner and shoot people. You can access the highest level by using the pipe outside or going downstairs to the basement. There's a Giga disguise, which is Helmut. Even though in Freelancer, he is now guarded very, very well. The exits is pretty okay, and the helicopter is actually pretty easy. The worthless exit is the boat because you need a key there, but if you can get to the boat, you can get to the helicopter, which doesn't need a key. All in all, it's pretty good. Paris, I think, is A. Up next, Sapienza. The spawn point in Sapienza that needs something to talk about. The ruins spawn is not good. It's a little more complicated. Oh, the tower spawn is actually very good. The tower spawn is the best spawn in this map, which is it gets you access to a guard outfit and it gives you access to the surveillance recorder. Its layout and size, the size is it's pretty big. There's a lot of open spaces where you can just see where your target is. Something like you can snipe them. There are two main areas that you don't want the target to be in, which is the cave lab and the ruins. Well, the ruins not that bad. The civilian disguises, which is Rocco, is one of the best disguises in the game. The chef assistant. It's pretty much give you access to majority of the mansion, which gives you access to basically everywhere because you can get the disguise of the biolab technicians downstairs and the mansion guards. So yeah, Rocco is pretty good. The exits are not that good. The Volkswagen or the buggy, if you're lucky that your target is just on the plaza. So I think it's gonna be an A here. Up next, Marrakesh. The best spawn in Marrakesh is the rooftop in the market. Gives you the key to the consulate and it has a vantage point for the whole market. The bad spawn, well, technically not a bad spawn. The hostile spawn is also something to talk about, which is the school alley. The school alley is very, very dangerous. But it also gives you one of the best disguises, which is the red beret and army man. I call it the super military. I forget what they're called. The layout is there's a lot of open spaces, so that's why the rooftop is so good. Majority of the time you can kill 2 or more targets when you spawn on that rooftop. Even though it's big, you can pretty much see everywhere, with the exception of the consulate and the consulate parking lot, the tunnel, and the school. That's the hardest area to infiltrate, which I suggest you just use the tunnel under the consulate. Now, the disguises is, I already talked about the army man. Exits, The exit is very good actually. There's an exit in the bazaar, obviously the markets, the carpet store exit, which will give you good cover while you exit. So if you are getting hunted down, that's probably a good way to go. And there's also an exit in the consulate and the army car, the school area. Markers is gonna be a B because of that school area. The school area is pretty complicated to infiltrate. Well, up next, Bangkok. Spawn point. There's nothing really special in spawn point. Maybe the lobby. The lobby is very dangerous because you might spawn in front of a target or a lookout. So be cautious about Bangkok. The layout of Bangkok is very bad as well. The other half of it is hard to access. You can either access it through the rooftop or you have to go through the guards. It's more complicated to go to the other side. But if you don't need to go to the other side, it's pretty much easier. The size is, it's not that big. It is somewhat like Paris because there's different levels. There is also an enforcer that is walking around, which is the hotel manager. One of the most useful disguises is probably the bellhop or the hotel staff. And you can call them from your room if you spawn there. The exterminator disguise actually gives you an ability to call the crowds from upstairs downwards. There's still gonna be a little bit of NPCs there, but it's a lot more maneuverable. The exits are not good because you have to walk through the lobby into the dock. There's one good exit which is in the side, which is down from your room. You have to go to your room, go down the pipe, and go. That's actually the best exit. Bangkok, I think, is a C. You don't want to be there, but it'll do. It is better than the next one, which is Colorado. Okay, Colorado, best spawn point on Colorado is you don't spawn there. Now, the layout is actually pretty good because you have a line of sight pretty much everywhere, but all NPCs have pretty much line of sight on you. Size is pretty small. This guy here is the point man, which can carry a sniper rifle. This guy's as a civilian, which is the hacker. The cook might be a civilian, but the cook here in Colorado has a gun. So I don't know if it's treated as a guard or as a civilian outfit. Either way, Colorado, F. Avoid it. Avoid Colorado. If Colorado shows up in the Syndicate, avoid it. Okay, Hokkaido. A bad spawn point is obviously the morgue. If you spawn there, it's John Wick time. Good spawn is actually the ninja one. If you have a sniper rifle, the ninja spawn is actually very good. The layout, pretty intricate. Alright, because you can't go anywhere without a disguise unless you got the RFID thing from the morgue. If your targets are above ground, the ninja spot is actually very good to snipe them. But if they're in the morgue or in the lab or in the cafeteria, then you have to go there and you have to use disguises. One of the best disguises, obviously, the hospital director, the Yakuza bodyguard, which is the black suits, which you can get easily in the cable car area. Now, the exits, the ninja spawn is also very good if you are on the ninja spawn and you just snipe everybody. There are 2 free Tantos here, and also a baseball bat, which is in the director's office. I'm pretty sure it's one of the office. 2 Tantos, which is on Yuki Yamasaki's room and the ninja spawn. So because of that, I think it's gonna be an A. It's because, again, the complicated layout of it, needing a disguise to move around is pretty limiting. Miami. Now, Miami spawn, nothing really to talk about that's... Yeah, there's nothing special in these spawns. Miami is actually pretty big, but also it's actually pretty easy to navigate around. The hard part is the raising area party because of the crowds. which is still pretty easy to infiltrate. And it has a lot of open spaces. One of the best disguises for guards is the Kronstadt guard. Best civilian outfit, the doctor outfit, which gives you access to the ambulance exit. The racing outfit, one of the racing team member outfit, the mechanic or the racer. The exits, I've already talked about one of the best exits, which is the ambulance exit, which is great because it's just right next to the security room and the dolphin exit. There's also a speedboat exit, but you have to have at least a light machine gun or a submachine gun or anything that can open a door. Miami is very, very good. So I think I'm gonna put it at S. It's very good. It's really good for showdowns. Now, Santa Fortuna. The only spawn points that I can think of that needs mentioning is the bar. If the target is there, it's like the Bangkok lobby where a target or a lookout can spawn in and catch you instantly. The layout of this map is very big. It has the construction site, the caves, the cocoa fields, and the mansion. And then there's an area of the town. These places have their own disguises and they kind of overlap a little bit, but that's about it. The disguises are guards. There's no best outfit for guards here. There's like 4. And most of them trespass on each other's turf. So you have to find out where your target is and plan accordingly. The tattoo artist can give you access to the mansion, but that's about it. So there's nothing really good in Santa Fortuna. Now the exits, each of these areas has exits, so that's pretty good. Santa Fortuna, I think, is gonna be a C. Next, Mumbai. Oh boy. Mumbai, nothing really to talk about here in Spawn. Maybe the Skywalk, you can easily access the guard outfit. Layout, it's pretty big. It's pretty big and it has different levels on the Rangan building. And then there's the train yard, which is a mess. And maybe even the apartment. The apartment is actually very hard to deal with the target because they are very open and everyone can see the target pretty much anywhere, even though they're downstairs or they're upstairs. And the crowd can be very annoying here. It could get you killed if you're trying to run over an exit. The green guard is great if you can get it. You still need an outfit for the building. A lot of people don't know you can actually exit on a train. You just need to wait for it. And the taxi, if you happen to find a coin, I think Mumbai is also gonna be a C. Next is Whittleton Creek. The best spawn is the vacant house spawn. You can pretty much shoot anyone there. The layout of Whittleton is very, very good. You can see anywhere. Just turn around the corner, you can pretty much see everywhere. So unless the target is inside a house, you can pretty much shoot them from anywhere. And its size is very, very easy too, so it's great for time trial. You can break line of sight easily and you can gain line of sight easily. Disguises. There are 2 civilian outfits that are very good, which is the plumber and the muffin man. The exits are very good. The bus stop and the bridge, which is pretty much close together, so it's not really, you don't really need to count them as separate. But there's also a bunch of manholes that you can open and make it an exit. There's also free lethal and free emetic inside the cannibal's house, and free baseball bat on the party house. And there's also a free silence pistol if the safe spawn in the Griswold house. There's a guy who's gonna guard it with a silence pistol. And I'm pretty sure there's a silence SMG here. I forget where. Whittleton Creek is one of the best maps. One of the best maps. It's an S tier. Now, Isle of Sigale. Spawn point. The chapel is bad. One of the best spawn point is the keep because it can give you access instantly to the poncho guards. Now, the layout is actually one of the worst for Freelancer because it's big and it has different levels and it has a lot of locked doors and it has a lot of crowds. The disguises are, the best one is obviously the one wearing a poncho, and the best disguise for civilian is the archaeologist. And there's also the top people with the mask. I forgot what the cultists. Let's call them cultists. Oh, there's also a free katana, an epic katana and a burial dagger in Isle of Sigil. One of those crates. Just bring a crowbar. The exits are very bad. The exits it's I've failed more in Isle of Sigil than anywhere, I think. So I'm gonna give it an F. Still above Colorado, but still an F. Up next, New York. Okay, New York. Best spawn is the parking lot. That's it. That's the best spawn. You can pretty much finish the game there. Layout and size is... The layout is pretty okay because it's just different levels. The only problem you'll have there is line of sight on the targets, because you have to actually be on the same floor as them, pretty much. Unless they run around like that head of security. The disguises, you can easily access the best disguise, which is the guard, the special guard outfit, which is basically the vault guards. The best civilian outfit is basically the IT as well. You can access that easily again if you spawn in the parking lot. Now, there's something you need to worry about, which is Frank and the head of security, which pretty much acts like a lookout for guards. They can see through guard outfits. Now, the exits is okay. Parking lot exit is actually easier. You have to unlock them. And yeah, pretty much just go to the entrance. But one of the best feature of New York is you can rob the vault, which can give you a lot of mercs. Also, you can get the shotgun if you do the bank robber Easter egg, which is you rob the vault while wearing the bank robber disguise, which is a good shotgun because it's the only shotgun that is legendary and concealable. Yeah, it's very good to get that, and it's free. And speaking of free, there's also a free epic melee and a free legendary melee and free chloroform. Well, technically there's two, but you're gonna use the first chloroform. New York is S. Up next, Haven Island. Haven Island spawn, nothing really special to matter. Layout. The layout is kind of a mixed bag because it is very small, but the jet ski island is kind of complicated to get inside of. Same thing with the villa and the secret underground lab. Now, the disguises, the red guards are the best. Civilian disguises, nothing really to write home about. Now, the exits, again, nothing special, just whichever's closer. That's pretty much what it is. There's a lethal poison, I'm pretty sure, in the clinic. Also, there's a free starfish, which counts as a shuriken kill. So I think Haven Island is gonna be a B. Up next, which is the Hitman 3 maps. Dubai. Okay, Dubai spawn. Only thing you need to worry about is the scaffolding spawn. The scaffolding, which makes it harder to get the free items that I'm gonna talk about later. The bar spawn as well, because again, if it's a public spawn, you can spawn with a lookout or a target which can see you. The layout and size is pretty much like New York, which is not really big, but it has different levels. The disguises, obviously the best one is the penthouse guards, which can carry a sniper as well. Ingram's bodyguard and the red beret guards are just the same guard outfit. You can access everywhere with those. The best civilian is the chef, but when you're in that level, you pretty much have access to anywhere anyway. Oh, the penthouse staff as well. Exits. The only exits that are worth mentioning is the elevators. There's a bunch of elevator exits. Location where you can get a silenced SMG and a silenced assault rifle, which is the penthouse guards. So yeah, that's about it about Dubai. And I'm gonna put Dubai in, I think, A. Yeah. Dartmoor. Okay. Dartmoor spawn point. The only spawn point you need to worry about is the balcony. It's much more complicated, it's much more dangerous, but it also gives you access to the bodyguard outfit. The layout of Dartmoor is fantastic. You can pretty much snipe the whole garden. You can pretty much snipe the whole mansion. You just need to have an angle on them. The best disguise is obviously the guard. The best disguise here is the lawyer. The lawyer outfit is very, very good. Exits. The hearse is probably the best one, because you can just grab it and go. It's also the closest to the mansion. And there's also a free poison in Fernsby's office. Dartmoor is gonna be an S. Up next, Berlin. Spawn point. One of the best spawn point is the rooftop in the bikers area. You can get the biker disguise easily. The layout is fairly okay. It has a good open space which you can just run around in, with the exception of the underground club, which is also very good because it's big and you can access it as a civilian. The size of Berlin, it's fairly big. Size of Berlin is big. The only area you need to worry about is the underground club, because if your target is there, you kind of need to work a little bit. The disguises for guards, obviously the biker one. That's it. Just get the biker outfit. You can pretty much go anywhere. Civilians, the tech support is pretty good, but I think the biker is just giga good. And you can carry a sniper. The exits. The Uber Eats. The Uber Eats exit is actually the best one. And the underground club exit is also, well, it's just close. There's also a UFO exit, but it's very out of the way, so I don't know why I mentioned it. Berlin is an S. Now China, Chongqing, spawn point. Nothing special. The layout is, you have Hush's building and the underground lab, which is easily infiltratable. Go to the Chinese restaurant, or what it's called there, a restaurant, and go to the back room and just 0118. Size is pretty okay. The disguises, there's really nothing that stand out. You know, guards stay on their sides. In civilian outfit, is there anything? Maybe the cook. The cook outfit gets you access to pretty much everything except Hash's building and the third level of the lab. Exits. Nothing really important here as well. Yeah, the motorcycle exit is obviously the go-to. The underground exit as well, but you have to get the dongle 3. Chloroform flask. So China is gonna be top B, almost A. Mendoza. Mendoza is very special to me. This is how I finish my my hardcore run. So, spawn points. I think Shrine is the best spawn point. The layout is so good because there's a lot of open spaces. You can just snipe anywhere. Only thing you need to worry about is the mansion and the public area. The size of Mendoza is pretty okay. Well, it's pretty large, but again, a lot of open spaces which you can have a line of sight anywhere with a pistol. Disguises. The best guard outfit is the green guards, which you can just take if you spawn in the shrine. Best civilian outfit is the winemaker or Corvo, which you have to worry about Corvo because he's pretty much a lookout. Exits, nothing really worth talking about. Maybe the boat. You can get the boat. The key is just in the shed. Don Yates' car is also there. The key is in the bedroom. If you are wearing the Requiem suit, you can use the shrine as an exit. Mendoza, S. Ambrose Island. Ambrose Island spawn points are bad. The spawn point, the bar, is very public, which everyone can see you. Even the story targets can see you there. The layout of Ambrose Island is very, very bad because there's a lot of narrow passageways that there's only one way, or you have to go around the long way. And the size is pretty big as well. The pirate camp is easy to infiltrate. Just get the metal worker's outfit beside the bar. Now, the best disguise is the pirate one, and both of those guard outfits can carry sniper rifles. The civilian outfit is not good. Again, the metal worker can get you access to the pirate camp, but that's about it. And the cook outfit, you can get to the cook area. That's about it. Now, the exits is one of the worst thing about this map, because most of the time I play this map, I just go to the pier. The exit that I use is just the one with the fishing boat. That's it. Because the other way is like the speedboat, which you have to infiltrate the server room, and it's very heavily guarded. So yeah, I think Ambrose Island is an F. Do not go here. So, the S tiers are Whittleton Creek, Mendoza, New York, Miami, Berlin, and Dartmoor. These are the showdown maps. You wanna end here. A is Paris, Dubai, Sapienza, Hokkaido. Very solid maps, a lot of free stuff. B, this is more of a 50-50. Chongqing, Marrakesh, and Haven Island. C is Bangkok, Santa Fortuna, and Mumbai. Avoid this if you can, but if you have no other choice, pick it. And F's are Isle of Sigale, Ambrose Island, and Colorado. Avoid these places. If it's in the contract, pick another contract. Up next, I think I'm gonna rank the prestige objectives. But until then, keep it real.